Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about the secret way we sabotage relationships.
Sounds like heavy stuff.
It is heavy stuff.
Okay.
You know, they say that most of the stuff that we do is in our unconscious, right?
Yep.
And we don't even know, we're not even aware of things that we think, our own beliefs, or how we feel about things,
Yes.
including ourselves. So today we're going to be looking at the unconscious and the messages that we tell ourselves.
Right.
And how it really can sabotage your relationships.
And it's easier than you might think to become aware of your sort of half-conscious thoughts. Becoming aware is half the battle.
So if you are unaware of the messages that you think, or this, because a lot of times we think the same things every day and we don't even realize it.
Right.
So what do we have to do, Margaret?
All right, I'm going to tell you what to do.
Good.
Okay. Most of us don't realize it, but we talk to ourselves all the time. And what they say is, if that sounds crazy, think about it. If you walk into a house, you say, well, this is a house, it's warm in here, it's cool in here, it's nice in here. So we have kind of an ongoing dialogue, or an ongoing sort of narrator about our day. And we're constantly thinking about and interpreting situations that we find ourselves in. As though it's like we have an internal voice inside that talks to us, saying, oh, better look out for that one. He looks angry today. Or this one looks friendly. Maybe I'll get to know her. All those things that go through our head. The most popular therapy now is called cognitive behavioral therapy. And to their credit, they have brought the concept of self-talk to the forefront and helped us all to learn to use it. Okay? And it's very helpful when you think about it. So, unfortunately, most parents say some toxic things to children. Do they mean it? Do they mean to damage their children over a lifetime? Of course not. And most people don't even realize how much children remember.
Yeah.
Or, as continues to amaze me 30-odd years later, the power of parents' words.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It really is. It really is. Over a lifetime. So, unfortunately, although they don't mean to, parents say toxic things to young children, unfortunately, quite often. And the child can internalize it, meaning take it in and believe it, because after all, their parents said it.
So if you think about your own life,
Right.
you want to explore what your parents may have said to you that really hurt you.
Right.
I mean, your parent could say to you just one time, you were a mistake.
Yes.
And that will haunt you forever.
Right. I never
Really?
should have been born.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
horrible. That one thing
Yeah.
that they may have just said out of anger,
Right.
and they never even meant it.
No, and they certainly didn't mean to damage you. But we know more and more about that. And we now realize how impressionable even babies are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I learned years ago as a therapist, because of this incredible power, I would ask people to write down some of the painful things their parents had said to them. And then we would practice unsaying those things in therapy. And I'll talk more about that later.
Okay.
But it never ceases to amaze. And then, because we're loyal to our parents, it's hard to talk us out of it.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's not the simplest thing in the world to address, but it can be done. Here's a common list of what kids have been told. You're stupid. Okay? I have an adult in therapy for years who was just barely beginning to grapple with that concept. Nobody will ever love you. You're never going to be attracted to two romantic partners and it's never going to work. And I have one friend I worked with who is thin as a rail and was always told that she was going to be fat and that nobody liked fat girls. That's
Wow.
what she was told.
Wow.
Yeah. You're never going to amount to anything. I hear that one all the time. And I guess you're not going to amount to anything because you don't clean the house right or often enough and you don't do all of the things I tell you. But that's unfortunately a very common one.
Wow.
You're a bad person. I don't know where you got it. You're a bad person. Well, that says to you, you don't deserve anything good. You know? You're selfish. Well, I'm only trying to survive here. You're not good enough. Often people will say, I hate myself. Well, that's a dramatic statement.
I hate myself.
Ever
Yeah,
would you
it's
say
powerful.
that? Oh, it's very
Yeah.
powerful.
And many of these people that are watching are probably feeling so guilty over their breakup that they hate themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, anytime you have a breakup, all this stuff comes up. All this negative stuff.
Yeah.
I don't matter. And I don't matter comes from sort of being treated like you're not there. If you don't feel like you're seen or heard or taken into account, it's I don't matter.
Because if you mattered, then somebody would take you into account and how you feel and what you need.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just because your parents couldn't do it.
Right.
They just weren't functioning well enough to survive, to be able to work, take care of their kids, and function in a way. And so that's why they do these things. They can't manage.
No, they can't manage. And of course, it's often multi-generational.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
They heard it from their parents.
And if you were born, say, with a minor birth defect, I hate to say it, but I heard somebody say to me this week, you know, some parents would have left you at the hospital. What does that say to you?
Wow.
Wow, yeah. And then I've often heard, I shouldn't have been born. Well, what makes you say that? Well, everybody seems to have been getting along fine until I came along, because I've always been told everything was fine until I was born.
Doubt that.
Yeah, right. Doubt that is exactly right. But then that was one more mouth we couldn't feed, and you know, you're the straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I doubt that too.
Mm-hmm.
You're not lovable.
Yeah.
What a terrible thing to say to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So how possibly can you open up in a relationship if you're all these things, and if you think that you're all these things, and all that's hidden inside?
And everything you say, and everything you feel, and everything you do is going to come through this.
Yes.
Right?
That's exactly right.
And so all your behaviors, everything comes through these beliefs, right? Like if you believe in God, you're going to act differently in life than if you don't believe in God. You'll go to church, and if somebody like maybe beats cancer, you may say, well, God made them beat cancer.
That's right.
And all the beliefs that you have, whether it's true or not, I'm not saying that's not the point. The example is that if you believe it, everything that you do goes through that belief. If you believe that going to college is a good idea, then everything that you do, okay, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to work college, college is a good idea, I'm going to do this. And so you go to college, right? But if you believe that you're not a good person, think about the things that are going to come through
then
with
you
that.
don't deserve to go to college.
You don't deserve love. The person that you get close to, they're just going to leave you anyway.
Right.
And you're not even realizing that these thoughts and feelings are impacting you all day, every day, in your dreams at night.
In your dreams at night.
In your
Absolutely.
fantasies about where the relationship is going.
Yeah.
Sabotaging things. You might push someone away.
And you know, you often hear people say, if you really knew me, you wouldn't like me. So if you had all these beliefs inside, it would be very difficult to really connect with somebody and share this, you know? Why would anyone want to be with me if I have this whole list of terrible things they told me?
And if I tell you about that, you're just going to reject and leave me.
You're just going to reject me, right,
Yeah.
right. So, you know, I always feel a little bad kind of blaming parents, but the reality is the reality. And I've never ever met a parent who said, I want to make my kid unhappy over a lifetime. Nobody ever meant to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think. And of course, if you mention it to parents, they become very upset and may well deny it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what was said to you, and unfortunately, you have to believe it when it comes up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that it all comes up around a breakup. I was talking to a woman this week who had come up with every negative thing you could imagine anybody ever saying about herself. And she was sure that the entire breakup was her fault. And I can assure you, too, that when we heard more about what had happened and what had gone on over many years, it certainly was not all her fault.
And many times when I'm talking to you guys in a Skype, I'm hearing what happened in the relationship, and you are sitting there saying, this is all my fault, and then they say, wait a minute,
yeah.
Hold on, look at all these examples here, take a look at this. This wasn't all your fault like you feel like.
Yeah.
And I know in my breakups I felt like it was all my fault.
Yes, you did.
And you knew it.
And it wasn't easy to talk you out of it.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. It really took Margaret a long time of talking me out of it before I realized, oh wow, it really wasn't my fault.
No, it wasn't your fault. And you really are okay, even though you call me old.
Call you old, or I just, let people know the facts?
You better look out. I know some ancient curses. I can turn you into a small lizard. All right. But anyway, that's the story on self-talk. And it's important, and I hope it's helpful to you.
Now, you said in the beginning of the video that you had a way to kind of maybe reverse it.
Yes. Words are extremely powerful, and I know we keep saying that, and I know sometimes it sounds like words are just inadequate little things to deal with the magnitude of the problems we have. But yes, if someone says you're stupid, how can you unsay that? If I say, Craig, you're stupid, okay? What could you say to unsay that to yourself? If
only on opposite day.
Only on opposite day, that's good, yeah. But, so what you say to yourself every day is, I'm intelligent, I've done well in school, I have a job that I perform well at. I may have had some trouble learning to read, but I'm certainly not stupid.
And I think in some ways, Margaret, this is my opinion, if you can sit with it, it's not as bad sometimes. Like if somebody said, okay, you're stupid, and then you said to yourself, okay, so what if I was stupid?
So what if I was stupid?
Even if I was stupid,
what's it to you?
What does that mean? Like, am I still not unworthy of love? Or, I mean, I just kind of feel like sometimes when we can accept it, and just say, even if that was the case, would it still be that horrible?
Right. Well,
okay, I'm stupid.
Well, like they say in New York, so do me something, okay?
Watch me for 5 minutes with my daughter, and yeah, I am stupid.
But
singing and dancing.
I treated a woman for a very long time who was told all of her life by foster parents, by adoptive parents, by everybody that she was stupid. And one day she said to herself, I'll show you, and she has a college degree.
Yeah.
Yay. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I say, at a breakup, all of those names and things that were said to you will come up. One of the worst ones I ever heard, and I heard this from the guys in the prison, from several of them. The parent would say, I hope you have a child just as obnoxious as you.
Wow.
Whoa. Now that's sort of an invitation to a multi-generational approach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you have a kid as hopeless and annoying as you. Good Lord. Okay? So, you would say to yourself, I'm not stupid. I'm quite intelligent in the following areas, and I function okay in the world. No, I'm not a bad person. There are people who like me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not any of these things. What are some of the rest of them? I shouldn't have been born. You had every right in the world to be born, and you're here, and we have an obligation to welcome you. That's not the case. And no, you didn't mess everybody up, and it's not your fault your parents had sex that night.
Yeah.
Okay?
And so I think one of the things that could be helpful for you is to write some of these things down.
Yes.
And look at the narrative you may have been telling yourself the whole time.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I found that that was quite effective. And I would have people come into my office, and the first thing we would do is go through the positive affirmations. I'm intelligent, I'm reasonable, I have friends, so I'm not unlovable. And there's always the old affirmation from Saturday Night Live when all else fails. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Yeah.
Okay?
So it really is incredibly powerful to know the beliefs that you have about yourself, the ways that your parents impacted you with their words, and maybe some of the things that they maybe even only said 1 or 2 times.
Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
If it went into your unconscious, it went into your unconscious.
And
yeah.
dealing with it.
Yeah.
And because if you don't, you're not going to feel lovable.
No.
You're not going to feel like you're worthy of love, or that a partner should stay to you, or that they'll miss you and come back.
Right. And deserving is a huge thing. There are many people who sabotage themselves thinking that they don't deserve to have good things. I make everybody and their grandmother say that to themselves. I deserve good stuff, you know.
All right.
All right.
Anything else?
That's it for self-talk.
Okay, great.
Try it, you'll like it.
I think so too. It really, really can help you become
Yes.
more in tune and in touch with yourself and what's going on with you internally, right? Okay, so when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype coaching, and if you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also
I offer
available.
coaching as well. Many of you are signing up, and I'm delighted to talk with you.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video for Margaret doing the awesome research on this one. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net.